Okay, I'll just change the title on the stream. Deadly Boss Mods. Ah, yep. Yeah, DBM's pretty good. Pretty good mod. I can't spell. Ace Attorney Investigations. Yep, that's him. Okay. Fire up the old 2DS. I like my video game music playlist. Lots of fun stuff on there. Alright. There we go. Boop. Excellent. So, more of case 5. We'll see how much of this we can get done today. Okay. Right. That's right, we were in the middle of... Yeah, we're in the middle of trying to prove that Sheena is evil! Evil! She's evil! I'm telling you, she's evil! Okay, didn't get a whole lot done yesterday, so let's just pick up where we left off. Yeah, we're getting all the wrong answers here. Have to prove that her coat has Babyliss ink on it, so we can prove that she went through the fireplace. So we can prove that she was the killer. Burn the coat. Burn it! We can find out whether that is Babyliss ink or not by lighting it on fire. That's how you're going to prove that it's Babyliss ink? Yes. If you could please cut a section of the dark stained area for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you, here and now, what the dark substance is. Sheena. Sorry to do this, but I'm going to have to cut off a bit of your coat. Go ahead. I wasn't planning to wear it anymore anyway. Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something... Oh, I've got some matches! I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs! Then, if I could please have one, Kay, we can get this experiment underway. The flame! It's the same colour as the flame's wit crystal oil produces, which means... Babyliss ink is a product of wit crystal oil, and when lit, the ink produces a green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatagarasu's other wing. Miss Sheena, you're the fake Yatagarasu, the one who killed my father. You just realised Edgeworth is a bit like Roy Mustang from Full Metal Alchemist. Oh, okay. I didn't see that comparison. It's about time you came clean, Agent Sheena. Or should I say, Callisto you. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. You're not serious, are you? Do I look like the joking type to you? Callisto you? I've never heard that name before in my life. That manner of speaking and that attitude, you haven't changed a bit in 7 years. You're the defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday and then tried to frame me for it. Oh really? And you have proof? You insist that I am this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me. The raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived, and it will reveal your true, ugly form to the world. Getting very poetic here now. Enough poetry, I want to see some evidence. Do you really have something that can prove that she is Callisto you? don't know. Guess we'll find out. I mean, we'll have to prove it somehow. I do. It's something that the second Yatagarasu has preserved for us these last 7 years. Do me the honour, Mr. Edgeworth. I will, Kay, for we have finally come to the end. We'll prove her to be Callisto Yu with this, and clip this Yatagarasu's wings for good. So I'm guessing it's the key. Or maybe it's my badge? Don't waste my time with garbage. Now go throw it out in the trash can in the hallway. Ha 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 ha! I thought you said you weren't the joking type, yet here you are telling jokes. But I'm not laughing. Mr. Edgeworth, a piece of evidence I've saved for all these years. I think you can prove that Miss Shino is really Callisto Yu if you use it. Yes, you're right. It's time we brought this case from 7 years ago to a close. Ah, a piece of evidence that she saved. Okay, I guess it's not the key. Such good music. Alright, piece of evidence that she saved. What did she save for all these years? Ah, the perfume! Take that! This perfume. This will prove you to be Callisto Yu. It will? Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle? This belonged to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well. This is that bottle of perfume you spilled, which I have preserved ever since. Nyah, nyah, nyah. The raven doesn't fly during nighttime? Really? Huh. What system is this on? The original DS. Although I'm playing it on a 2DS, but yeah, it was an original DS game. It's also available on mobile though, if you want to buy it these days. I think you can get it on the App Store. I heard from my father, Bern Faraday, that if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades. Which means that your fingerprints are still on here. Every last one. We can clear everything up if we were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now come, Agent Sheena. Will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test? Oh, that looks like an anime villain. Ah. Yeah. It looks like you've seen through me you've seen right through me yet again. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth. Callisto, you. So you've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than that time, 7 years ago. Sheena, you're... Lang, I really enjoyed our days together. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man. So, you were a spy all along? A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after. Someone who has been feeding them intel on Interpol all this time? Very good. Maybe you're not as big of an idiot as I thought. Callisto Yu. The woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? The fake Yatagarasu. That's right. Callisto Yu. That's just one of my many names. But even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yatagarasu. Callisto Yu, this time you won't escape, for this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly. You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay Faraday. And had you not used the Yatagarasu's gadgets, I might have never known who you were. But here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. Kay, don't! You! I'll never forgive you for what you did to my father. You really are just like him. Mr. Faraday, too, possessed such laughable honesty. Whoa. Okay. Kay! You let Kay go right now, pal! You despicable! Let go of me, you filthy... You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yatagarasu. But that's impossible. My father was the one who created Little Thief. Hey, Edgeworth. The Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? Why it has 3 legs? There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. No, it can't be. Did you finally figure it out? Do you finally know the real identity of the Yatagarasu? The real identity of the Yatagarasu is... I have to actually think. Come on, game. I don't want to think. Hey, Cookies Forever, welcome. I'm pretty good, thanks. How are you? Three legs. So are we saying there's actually 3 Yatagarasus who work together? I'm guessing the answer is neither person. Let's go with these other answers first, see what we get. Burn Faraday. He was the real Yatagarasu. If you're naming Mr. Faraday as the Yatagarasu, you're basically wiping out every single argument you've made tonight. That wasn't my intention. Ha! If everything we've talked about tonight is nothing more than filler, then go home, pretty boy. You're not needed around here. Agent Lang is correct. If Mr. Faraday really was the Yatagarasu, then that fact alone would cause a slew of contradictions. The real identity of the Yatagarasu. I must think it through one more time, for within the answer lies the truth. I didn't get penalised. Interesting. Callisto Yu is the real Yatagarasu. Mr. Edgeworth? Didn't we just talk about this? Miss Yu said it herself that she's the real one, so you don't need to say it again. I suppose not. What in the world am I doing? I need to calm down and think this through with a level head. The real identity of the Yatagarasu is something no one has yet to guess correctly. Yeah, my guess is there's actually multiple. They're both real and there's a third. No? The real identity of the Yatagarasu is neither Burn Faraday nor Callisto Yu. But by the same token, they are also both the real Yatagarasu. How very perceptive of you. Hey, Steve. No way! The single person known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu never existed. Mr. Edgeworth, No! I refuse to believe this. The Yatagarasu is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. The Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. And a lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Skill number 2. You're about to finish the first Ace Attorney game in the trilogy? Oh, nice! I hope you're enjoying it. The Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. And a good prosecutor will be well versed in the ways of a criminal. And skill number 3. The Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever. So is the detective the third one? Yeah. Huh. Yeah, this is a pretty good reveal. Detective Bad! It was only natural for the Yatagarasu to never leave evidence behind. Because the lead detective on the case hid it all away. You're the third member of the Yatagarasu? You. I've been looking for you for a long time. 7 long years, but I finally got you. Aha! Why, Mr. Bad, long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team. If you were such a great team, then why did you kill my father 7 years ago? Why indeed. It was nothing personal, really. He was just another person I had to kill. How can you say that? I grow weary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. Wow. Hey, Sanatukai. Welcome. You're replaying it? Ah, nice. Yeah, it's a great series, isn't it? These are great games. And this time, I won't miss. Stop! You! Kay! It's over, Sheena. Your leg! Agent Lang! Grr. You idiot! What were you thinking, jumping in front of my gun like that? What are you risking your life for? I'm sorry, Detective Bad, but no matter what sort of past she may have had, or even if she is a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her. Not even from you. You really are an idiot, you know that? Ha! That's fine with me. You should know by now that this is just how I am. Hey, sis. Yes? I want you to conduct a full body search. Sheena might have another weapon on her. Stuff is happening. Wow, this took off, didn't it? Alright. Detective Gumshoe, your assistance, please. Sir. Hey, I found something. The knife. What is this, sir? Looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle. This is a great find, Detective. Huh? It is, sir? Let's try pairing up this blade with this handle. Really? My badge! Now then, let's try combining the blade with this piece of evidence. I don't think you can combine that with the blade, sir. How dare you speak out of turn? Oh wow, it looks like you can be wrong sometimes too, Mr. Edgeworth. How mortifying to have her point that out in front of everyone. It shouldn't be that hard. I just need to calm down and think clearly about this. This blade can really only be paired up with that piece of evidence. It's funny that they actually asked me to do this. I believe this blade actually belongs with the handle that was on the murder weapon. Hey, they fit together perfectly! This blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched. I'm gonna go return this Babyliss knife now. Alright. I trust that you'll make sure that it is returned to Ambassador Polano. Babyliss knife handle given to Detective Gumshoe. I guess we don't need that anymore. I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it. Callisto Yu. For the only time the handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Cochin's murder. Just gonna drink some water. Which means that you must be Mr. Cochin's killer. You killed Mr. Cochin with the Alabastian knife. Switched the handles and then took the original blade of the Babyliss knife with you. Later, you allowed yourself to be spotted by Kay near the open-air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her, and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. Does that about sum it up? Objection. You craft an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are two problems with it. Problems? In what respect? Why do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me? It was also I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gatewater Land, I knew right away that you were Byrne Faraday's daughter. Ha! I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Yatagarasu. So that's why you tried to pin Mr. Cochin's murder on me? Yes, I knew you would show up at this embassy tonight. So I thought to use you, but pinning the murder on you wasn't my only goal. You had another? Yes. Once I had you under arrest, I had planned to search you, and take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatagarasu. You were going to take little thief away from me? "7 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key. Then the person who stole the Yatagarasu's key was Mr. Faraday? You. That incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it? In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment. Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yatagarasu? Why? There is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean? The person I take orders from hasn't changed. Even now, to this day. Does this mean that the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Cochin? Then the real ringleader is still out there, pulling the strings. Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. And you're going to tell me everything you did tonight. Do you understand, Sheena? I guess I should tell you, then, that I was the one who set the Babyliss embassy on fire. And why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of the counterfeit bills. That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do. But then why start 2 fires? Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation, after all. I've had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait! I mean, Miss Sheena. Yes? When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, that I should return them to you. You can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Suit yourself. Wow, there's kind of a lot going on. Yeah, I don't know why they just got rid of the knife blade. But, oh, well, we found it. We'll just give it back now. I guess finding it on her was... I don't know. It was weird. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot, Edgeworth. Hmm? About the second problem I had with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will. Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, Agent Lang? Mark my words. I'm not done here. And I'll be back. And it's got nothing to do with duty or anything, because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot. But I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot he got shot in the leg. We're gonna call in any help for him? No? No. His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg. No, I'm gonna call an ambulance. Oh, okay. He just walked away. It's finally over, Kay. I feel like I've peered into her heart a little, you know? And it's so cold and dark and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands, the one who thought my father was a problem to be removed, that person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. Mr. Edgeworth? I have a favour to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones they were selling for the Gem and Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome. I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. There's a bit of soil stuck on the ends of these sticks. Interesting. Oh, I guess it's that time already, huh? So it's midnight, the dawn of another day. Dawn of the final day. Hey, Pops. Thanks a bunch. You've really done a lot for everyone all these years. Detective Bad, don't tell me today is the day. Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire, and we almost didn't make it. Wait, don't we have questions to ask him? Because he's one of the Garasu. I don't know. But we did it. We solved everything. Did we? I don't think we did. But that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring you, the Yatagarasu, were chasing after. The legend of that Yatagarasu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier, it was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Is it really true, Uncle Bad? Were you also a part of the Yatagarasu? As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you. Uncle Bad. Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right? Unfortunately, it isn't. Oh, come on, sir. She's just yanking on my chain, isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth? Detective Bad. Wait, no, you are no longer a detective. Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the Yatagarasu. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Shut up, Gumshoe. The adults are talking. Mr. Edgeworth. Here, I should give these back to you. These are the pages from my KG8 case files that the Yatagarasu stole from my office. Huh? Wait, what? Was he the one? Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologise for last night. So the Yatagarasu who stole into my room was you, was it? Wait, then that means... What? Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir. It's true, even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG-8 incident. It was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday as the prosecutor, and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the elder sister of the victim in the case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. Now, wait. Who stole the evidence? That's when we realised that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. That's how we formed the Yatagarasu. Okay, so it's probably a member of the smuggling ring who stole the evidence. Okay. And vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano Group. Mr. Amano's conglomerate. We called ourselves the Yatagarasu and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up. And then, it was finally time. We had finally arrived at the moment when we'd find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart. And Faraday, he died for it. But why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG-8 incident? After Faraday's death, I looked into her past. And that's when I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KG-8 incident, CCU. She never had a sister. What? Then that means... Sheena wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto U was also another pseudonym. From the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring. Wow, that's... that's pretty big brain. So I guess they only exposed what the smuggling ring wanted them to expose? She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page of the case file. Please use it wisely. Trump card? That photo that we stuck on there. Try peeling it off. I'll do it when the game tells me to. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Yatagarasu, but why? This is a directives card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. This was something Cochin had on him at the time of the KG-8 incident, 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss CCU. But why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu? Galaxy brain misdirection. Yeah, this is a lot to take in. The reason why we called ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark that the smuggling ring's boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss would come on these cards, without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. And apparently, it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. So you mean the cards were written in Babley's ink? The fact that the card that Cochin was sent made it into Faraday's hand at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So that's what those white cards are. The great thief that used the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind. And one more thing, Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you. My lollipop. Take my lollipop. What is this, sir? This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG8 incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. But I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us, 10 years ago, was a man by the name of Ernest Amano. And he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. Okay. This video. It has the Still Samurai on it. But don't come any closer, I'm warning you! This is the same video as the one Mr. Portsman was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Amano was preparing to take on the boss someday, and the video was his insurance. That's where that prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. Then that card was not the calling card of the Yatagarasu, but rather a directives card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. The two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portsman thought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is, whether you use them or not, is up to you. But they will be of help to you, when you take on someone who is above the law. Is the boss one of those who cannot be brought to court, that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Detective Bad. There is no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them. You still insist that, even now. You really are something else. I leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu. Hobbs? Don't ever lose your detective spirit. Oh, Pobbs, why is this happening? This isn't justice. Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Now let's go. Yes, sir. Oh? Wow. Is this really the end of a legend? Wow, that was a lot. Jesus. That was an info dump to end all info dumps. Oh my god. Oh, I like Detective Bad. Oh. Can we just not look him up and just keep him around and... Oh, you like my punctuation for bad speech? Thank you. Well. Breakpoint. Alright, so I'm just going to check if I should keep streaming or not, because Steve's home early, so I might be able to play some WoW with him. I'll just talk to him. There. I'm going to keep streaming for a bit. Maybe another half hour I'll give it. And we'll just save and quit during, whenever we feel like it. Because these segments are like 2 to 3 hours long, so I'll just save during a segment. Okay. Actually, hang on. Before we get started on this segment, I want to see, what are we up to? Are we up to middle part 4? Or are we up to ending? I'm guessing we're up to the ending segment. However long that... end part 1. Okay. Wonder how long this one's going to be. That explains Bad's coat, the life of the Yatagarasu. Yeah, that's true. It does. Okay. March 15, 12:07 AM. God, past midnight now. I think Edgeworth really needs sleep at this point. Theatrum Neutralis lobby. So now we know who the Yatagarasu really was. And yet, there remains much to this case that needs to be resolved. Like how the weapons cross country lines, for example. Yeah, Callisto Yu claimed she didn't kill anyone tonight. I mean, can you trust what she says? But there was definitely someone else involved, because someone killed Damask. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Short of a miracle, it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in. Smuggling them in, huh? We will need to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. But before we do, I would like to go through my evidence once more. Thank you. I love that the game does this. Unnecessary evidence has been removed, remaining evidence has been rearranged. Alright, what have we still got? We've still got kind of a lot. What do we even get rid of? Hang on, let's go through this new stuff we got. Hey Scurvy Kip, how are ya? Alright, we got the hair sticks. Hair sticks with a candy stripe pattern on them. There is some dirt on the tips. Okay. The design of these things are rather eccentric for hair sticks. Huh? Really? Well, if they're that strange, what should I do with them? I have to say, these are by far the most bizarre hair sticks I've ever seen. In any case, Kay, there's something I've been meaning to ask. How exactly do you stick that hair stick of yours into your hair like that? Yeah, I think hers is more bizarre. Hers is shaped like a key, which is actually pretty cool. That's a secret. Curiouser and curiouser. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. There's dirt on here. It's totally ruining the beauty of the hair stick. I suppose. Why is there dirt stuck on the end of a hair stick in the first place? You're doing okay? Picked up your external drive and microphone. Ah, nice. Sounds like you're... Actually, how long until you move, actually? Because that would be pretty exciting for you. Trump card. Evidence from KG8. Card containing orders from Boss of Smuggling Ring to Cochin. Oh, it would be nice if I could read that. But I cannot. Videotape. Evidence from KG8. Faraday had obtained it once, but Ernest Amano had it stolen. The KG8 incident. This was the case in which the unwitting CCU was murdered, when she was to expose the connection between the Amano group and the smuggling ring. This was also when the group, the Yatagarasu, was first formed. Are the events of this case connected to that case from 10 years ago somehow? How many different cases are connected in this game? This blood belongs to Detective Faith, who was killed in my office by Mr. Portsman. Sadly, it would appear that he was partnered with anyone but a good prosecutor. No. By Saturday. Oh, nice. Good luck, Scurvy. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, we still got a fair bit. How the hell are these flowers gonna... the hair sticks. The hair sticks are those stakes. Don't know what that means yet, but I think I just noticed something kind of important. This one. There we go. Hey, there's a VCR here, sir. Now we can see what's on that tape Detective Bad gave us. This piece of evidence from the KG-8 incident, hidden from sight for 10 long years. I just know that this is related to the current case somehow. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us. Sure thing, sir. I like these VCR noises. This man is Manny Cochin. And he's holding a knife in his hand. This looks like footage from a security camera at the entrance of an apartment building. An apartment building? How do you figure that? Unlike you, I actually read the summary file on the KG-8 incident, and the crime scene was the victim's own apartment. So, this footage was shot at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building. At the trial, Mr. Faraday claimed that this piece of footage existed. However, no one could find it. Yes, somehow, someone was able to steal it and hide it through Mr. Ernest Amano. I can see how this would have been a definitive piece, and why someone would want to hide it. But it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case we're working on now, sir. Actually, I believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on now. The ringleader even went so far as to use Mr. Portman to retrieve it. Which means that in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage to the ringleader. Where? Wait, what was that? Huh? That bit you played just now. Please show it to me again. You're almost done with case 5. Case 4. Case 1-4 is still my favourite in the series. It's really good. Where you take down one karma. It's good. This car. This is something we cannot overlook. Why is that, sir? Look here, Detective Gumshoe. At the parking sign. They're parked where they're not supposed to be. Don't you find this section to be particularly of interest? I don't see anything at all. Oh, are you talking about that thing, sir? I've heard that you can capture ghosts on film. Is that what it is, sir? What? So where is it in this picture, sir? That's quite enough. How could he have mistaken this for an apparition? Yeah, the flags. The country flags on the car. Hang on. Take that. This is the national flag of the Principality of Cadopia. And because it has the national flag on it, we know this to be an official government car. But the question we should be asking ourselves is, what was the government car doing there? Yeah. Seems like a bit of foreshadowing there, hey? Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. So you were here all this time. Ambassador Alba, thank you very much for continuing the investigation, even at this time of night. If only I was even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I am truly sorry. This wasn't your fault, sir. This had nothing to do with how careful you were. You idiot, Quercus! You couldn't chase after a simple thief. Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. I would like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? Excuse me? I heard you've apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down. And we are in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation. We can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever. This is basically the game saying, hey, this guy's evil as hell. Hey, buddy car, welcome. This is like Dragon Quest music. Ah, I don't think I've heard much Dragon Quest music actually. You're scaring the visitors away, so I hope that you can understand how I feel. Ugh. But we must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues. Why don't we leave the rest to the Alabastian and Babyliss police? Ambassador, we are so close. Just a little more and... Miss Von Karma, I'm afraid I've made up my mind. And without my permission, you can't proceed with your investigation anyway, right? That's true. However, as you said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be Alabastian soil. In which case, we are nothing but foreigners in their land. Is this really where our investigation ends? Shifu, we found Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Shifu, this way! Oh, he's back. Yo! Did you see a doctor? Agent Lang, you're back on the scene rather quickly. If I laid back and took a break, I'd lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor. Agent Lang, why have you returned? Because I have to solve this case, no matter what. Well, I'm sorry to inform you. Ah, and don't take this the wrong way, I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... Under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They are quite capable. Did you see a doctor about the bullet in your leg? I guess? At this rate, our investigation really will come to a close. Ha! Yup. Don't pick up that laughing habit. Ambassador Alba, I get it now. I really do. Oh? I'm very glad you understand how I feel. No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder. You... No? The killer? They all got part of that. You forgot about those X classes. Yeah, the X classes are pretty interesting, aren't they? Do you really mean that, Agent Lang? Ha! Wolves don't lie. Then who is it? Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Cochin's murder. That was all Sheena. I'm still not convinced of that. She doesn't really have any reason to lie about it. Lang Zi says, the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. So let me ask you this. Who do you think was Damas 2's killer? Heh, I'll tell you who. It was you, Franziska von Karma. Oh, for God's sake. I thought he'd figured it out, but nah. I was the killer? Hey, wait, but that's impossible. Yeah. Although, that whip is actually quite... Hold your tongue and that ludicrous remark you're about to make. Agent Lang, are you seriously accusing her of murder? Yeah, I am. He doesn't appear to be joking. Hey, sis. I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech. He called you into his office, right? Yes, he did. But what does that have to do with anything? Oh boy. I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Alabast and Babao, did you not? She didn't really. That was Edgeworth. She was mostly in Alabast. And where is your evidence that I am the killer? Heh, I was just getting to that. Trust me, I'll show them to you in due time. Ambassador Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission? With things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Good. Then let's move out. Oh, and don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. As if I would have any reason to flee. But just so that we're clear, your logic had better be sound. Because I'll accept nothing short of a perfect explanation. She seems rather upset, not that I blame her. I expected that you'd accept, no less. But we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that. Agent Lang, as someone related to tonight's case, I request that you allow me to take part. And so that I may clean up my superior's mess. Oh. That's good. You bet he's working for the main bad guy. Is there anyone else who says not so fast in the AA series? Not yet. No one said it in the main games yet. Maybe it's a spin-off thing. So I'm guessing someone's probably going to say it in the next game. I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery. Oh, in that case, I want to join in too. I still haven't seen what it looks like in Alabast yet. If you let Kay in, then you've got to let me in too, pal. Sorry. I can't sit around and do nothing when Miss Von Karma's in trouble. Wow. He's surprisingly loyal to her. Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay? Okay, I'll take you up on that. Oh yeah, I'm fired up and raring to go. As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over. Sounds like this is going to get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these kids along for the ride. Very well. But I'd like you to keep in mind that this will be your last chance. Heh. I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Now let's go. Oh boy. Oh, nice. "12:53 AM. Wonder what time of the day it's going to be once they finally wrap all this up. Like 6 AM. How long has Edgeworth been awake? Because the whole office incident was at like 3 in the morning or something, wasn't it? Yeah. 20 years later. Yeah. Ambassador's office. Okay now, let's first go over the facts one more time. Manny Cochin's body was found over in the Secretariat's office in Babao. The weapon that took his life was one of Alabast's ornamental knives. And then the body of Damas II, Mr. Cachino, was found here in the Alabastian ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found that the murder weapon was this Primiduc statue, and that this is actually Babao's statue. This case, no matter how I look at it. Sis, if it wasn't you, then there's no one else who could have pulled this off. How about you? Agent Lang, do you understand the full implications of what you are saying? Of course I do, sis, and I'm serious. You were on the trail of the smuggling ring, and you wanted any evidence you could find. And so, while people were distracted by the Yatagarasu's appearance, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. You and that other thief, who took advantage of the confusion from the fire. Even if all that were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons? Don't worry. I plan to show that you're the culprit behind that too. You had permission to investigate both embassies at will. With that kind of free reign, you could have easily taken the weapons across country like— Hey now! Look, sis, I thought I already told you. I'm not messing around here. She's getting mad. This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring, but Sheena certainly is tied to the smuggling ring. He is right in saying that she is a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and the ring— could it not be deeper than what any of us can imagine? Grr. Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already. Francisca, you need to calm down, because you only know the facts of the Alabastian side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole, and therefore solve it. What? But don't worry, I am taking this seriously as well, and I will prove your innocence. That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. But can you come up with anything else that can top my hypothesis? Of course, your explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well. Of course, and I will. Let us now delve into the truth behind the murder of Damas II. You do understand, don't you, Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of Damas II is related to the smuggling ring, then it will mean the end of our investigation. As long as I have no good counter-argument to his hypothesis, then the best I can do is walk this thin tightrope and see what I can do. Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's get started. Yes, let's. Get another showdown with Lang. Border-crossing weapons. One of Alabast's knives was used in Babao to murder Mr. Cochin, and the murder weapon in the killing of Damas II is Babao's Primaduck statue. Somehow, these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crimes was you. So, as long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, Francisca will remain a suspect. You got it, Mr. Prosecutor. So why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across country lines? I've worked through every possibility, but there's only one that's plausible. Your boss. Agent Lang, what I've learned from you just now is that you've lost sight of yourself. What are you talking about? By focusing too intently on that which is in front of us, we become blind to the truth. Don't tell me Lang Zi never said anything to that effect. You prosecutor, who do you think you are, speaking about Lang Zi's proverbs like that? Hey Shizzle, welcome. Kind of a lot has happened. We got a massive info dump and I can't explain it. Yeah, kind of a lot has happened so far. But, I mean, now we're trying to prove that Francisca didn't kill anyone. That's where we are at the moment. We found out more about the Yatagarasu and stuff. But yeah, now we somehow have to explain how the weapons got across country lines, and I still don't know about that. I don't need his proverbs, because my words are all you will need to see the truth. Nice banter, Edgeworth. One of Alabast's knives was used in Babao to murder Mr. Cochin. I concur that this knife crossed over country lines. Good, but that's not the only thing that did. We mustn't forget about the other weapon. The knife was only one. And the murder weapon in the killing of Damas II is Babao's Primaduck statue. So you're saying that the Primaduck statue was also brought over by Francisca? Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense. And how exactly did she bring it over? I haven't figured that out yet. He's got nothing. That's a rather weak statement, considering how sure you are. Maybe, but there is one thing I do know for sure. Somehow, these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. Impenetrable? I should hardly think so. You've seen the top of the wall between the two countries, right? Who in the world could cross over that? Yeah, not even I could climb over that thing with all that barbed wire. The only way into either embassy is through the doors in the Theatrum Neutralis. So the only way for the knife and the Primiduc statue to traverse the two countries is through those security camera-equipped, well-guarded doors. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crimes was you. The only things to cross the border are the Primiduc statue and the knife? I should hardly think that those are the only two items, Agent Lang. Yeah, somehow the other statue also crossed over because they were swapped. Was Francisca really the only person to have travelled between the two countries? According to the guards at both doors, she is the only one to go back and forth. The sis there was in Alabast when the Yatagarasu showed. And then, just before you guys found Mr. Kochin's body, she entered Babao. I think we can assume that's when she brought the knife into Babao. Then how do you explain the Primiduc statue? I haven't quite figured that out yet. However, the fact that the two weapons crossed the border proves that the killer must have also travelled across the country lines. Okay, what are we going for here? Now, let's save. Oh, I should get a game over here. Hey, and see Francisca get accused. Hey, Furiora, welcome. That feeling when you're helping a new player of DMC 3 with the difficulties. Oh. Half an hour on Agni and Ruja. That's understandable. They are mean. Best of luck to them. Check out my badge. Agent Lang, I think we've seen all the, yeah, this dialogue is the same as before. Check out my badge. Throwing them over the wall with an accomplice. How tall is the wall? We haven't really got many details on the wall itself, have we? Yeah, the wall's not actually that high. You could throw something from one of the upper windows over. That's a pathetic wall. Bum, bum. Objection. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see how mad Francisca gets. Looks like I've got all the answers I need. Come on, sis. It's time for us to go. Agent Lang, please wait. Ha! Sorry, but I'm tired of waiting. Because I'm not one for waiting around for others to solve my case. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you do something about this at once. But I'm at a loss of what to do myself. Well, I know I have plenty to ask the sis here about. Let's go. Miles! Is this really where it all ends? They almost two-tried Cerberus. They got the lunge glitch. Wait, what was the lunge glitch? I've forgotten what that is. Yeah, so I think we're pointing out that the other statue had to also cross over. It's a fake. Yeah, get you. Agent Lang, those two items are not the only two to cross the border tonight. Oh? The masked two was killed with Babao's Primiduc statue, yes. But if that's the case, then tell me, Where did Alabast's Primiduck statue go? To Babao. Precisely. And if the two statues really were switched, then this means that both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means that a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies. I guess so. But you know what? It doesn't matter the number of items, only that the Sis is the only one who could have done it. Because the only person who went back and forth between Alabast and Babao is her. Is that really true? Was there no one else who travelled between the two countries? Actually, there was definitely another person. One who paid a visit to both sides of the wall. Ah. Is that really so, Agent Lang? Haha, what a lousy time to try and bluff your way out of this. I checked out what the guards said, along with the security camera's footage. You're not going to overturn my hypothesis that easily. But suppose there was some other way, other than through the theatre doors. What other way? And let's save our game. Where he takes forever to return after a lunge. Ah, okay. I didn't actually realise that was a glitch. Huh. Good to know. The other entity that managed to cross the border unharmed. If I pointed out, it would open up a whole new possibility. And though I hesitate to bring this out, as long as this entity exists, the impossible road becomes a possibility. It looks like you've got some clever idea in mind. I do, and I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence. Heh, fine then. Let's see this piece of evidence that will show me this other route. This piece of evidence will show us another way to move between the two countries. My badge. I believe this is the piece of evidence that will show you how. What about it? You're going to have to explain, because I don't see another road or anything here. But how can you not see? Wolves are known for their keen eyesight. Sorry, but the only thing I see is the crud that you're hoping will stick to the wall. Wow! I need to think calmly about this and find that other road the smuggled goods took. Wow. He called us. He called us out. So I'm guessing we're pointing out the weird photo where something's just in the air. Yeah, so I'm guessing this floating object was actually, I'm guessing it was a statue? How did they get it over? Hang on, there was wire. There was wire, and there were those 2 hair sticks. So maybe they set up like a wire going across? How the hell did they do that? Oh. It's the only thing I can think of. Bum, 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 bum. The photo. Take that. Agent Lang, I'm sure you are familiar with this unforgettable photo. Ha! That supernatural photo. Like I said before. Humans can't fly. No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well. And don't start claiming that Sheena somehow grew wings either. I wouldn't dream of claiming that. And I won't allow you to take back what you've said either. I'll say it again. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. So you'd better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor. But how can I prove who it was that flew through the air in this photo? Wait, not humanly possible? Eureka! Very well. You will have your explanation. It sounds like you have a good idea simmering inside that head of yours. Let's hear it. The face hidden within this photo's blurry, trailed shadow is... Yeah, I think it's one of the statues. How do we tell which one, though? But let's try my best. This is the face behind the shadow. I thought I said that you'd better have a good explanation. I can't make heads or tails of what you're trying to say with that. Was I wrong? Come on, hurry up and show me what that shadow that's flying through the air is. Even had you not barked that at me, I would have gladly done so, Agent Lang. I need to go over it one more time. The man-shaped shadow that flew through the air, wrapped in the darkness of the night. Its real shape can only be this one thing. Yeah, I'll get my health back because we have very low health. Was there a wig for the Alba guy in the background? I guess he wears wigs. Oh yeah, that's a plant that looks like him for some reason. It's kind of creepy, actually. Yeah, I don't know. The blue badger is the one flying through the air. Oh, the proto badger. I'll save right before I answer the other question, because I'm not too sure of myself. Yeah, you have to save before they hit you with certain questions, because you can't save on the question, so you have to save before it. Eureka! I like how he just thinks Eureka to himself. Alright, yeah, I'll save around here, I reckon. Save a little bit of time if I get it wrong. What's the time? Okay. Have I ever seen the Phoenix Wright musical from Random Encounters? No. That sounds like fun. Oh wow, I saved right in time. If I'd have gone one more text box, I wouldn't have been able to save. Yes, I think it's one of the statues. I don't know how you tell which one though. I'll try this one. Not so fast. And I'm glad I saved. I'll try the other statue, but maybe I'm just on the wrong track. If his catchphrase is Eureka, then what's Phoenix's catchphrase? Brain blast? I guess Phoenix's is objection, but Edgeworth says that as well. Yeah, Phoenix kind of started off the whole objection trend. The other statue. Aha! You have to show the correct statue. I'm not sure about that one, but alright. Naturally, the shadow is the third smuggled object, the Primaduck statue replica. You can't be serious! The Yatagarasu, or rather Callisto Yu dressed as Agent Sheena, was inside Babao. She dressed the replica statue up in clothes and launched it through the air. Ha! Mr. Prosecutor! You left out a very crucial bit in your explanation. I know I did. She launched it through the air? Ha! And how exactly did she do that? He's getting mad. You pay me to watch that on stream or something. How long is it? He is literally baring his fangs at me. But he has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? As long as this remains unsolved, we won't be able to move any closer to the truth. Which reminds me, didn't he say this earlier? Hey, sis. I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech. He called you into his office, right? So, just before the murder, Francisca was called here, right into this very room. If that's the case, then that may be another avenue I can pursue. Agent Lang, in order for me to answer that question, I will need to hear testimony from Miss Von Karma. Ah, what are you up to now, pretty boy? Earlier, you mentioned something of interest to me. You said that just before the murder occurred, Miss Von Karma had been in this room because Ambassador Alba had called for her. And for that reason alone, you believe her to be the killer. Yeah, I guess I did say something like that. In that case, I believe it is my duty to ask her what her side of the story is. Ha! Do you really think a criminal would tell us the honest truth? How dare you! As I've said numerous times, there is absolutely no proof that I am the killer. Miles Edgeworth, don't tell me you suspect me too. I don't. However, I can't ignore the fact that you were in this room at one point in time. Which is why I would like to hear about your movements in this room. Francisca, I feel that I still don't have enough information. Which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case. Alright. So, what would you like me to talk about? It's just under 36 minutes. Okay. Actually, do you have a link for it? Yeah, I probably wouldn't watch it now, but I'd like pretty scrub through it to see if I should watch it on stream. Although actually I'm not really sure about watching entire YouTube videos on stream because you're pretty much stealing a YouTube video when I upload that to YouTube. So I'm not really sure if I should do that actually. I'm not sure what the terms are about that. Ah, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Sorry, I'll show you the cat. The cat's being very cute. She's lying up against my chair legs. Oh god, she's cute. She's cute. Alright. You can show it to an extent as long as you link the video. Okay. Okay, thanks, Fiora. Yeah, I'll take a quick look at it in Discord. Oops, sorry. I bumped the mic. Cute cat. Yeah, actually that's true. I could just cut out that part and not put that on YouTube just in case. I'd like you to please testify to your movements in this room until the murder occurred. Huh. Alright, let's try this your way for a change. But if what she has to say turns out to be a waste of time, I'll place her under arrest faster than you can howl. No! As you wish. Lang's getting all fired up. Movements in Alabast. As I said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in the Alabastian embassy. After I saw the Steel Samurai off on his way towards the ambassador's office, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back by Ambassador Alba to his office. Francisca, I want us to make this clear from the very beginning. So what I wish to confirm is that the only time span in which you were in this office was before the murder occurred. Is that correct? Yes, of course. I see. For now, the only way that I can see for us to break out of this situation is to ask Francisca about her testimony in more detail. So in other words, press every statement. Powerful cat energy. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea, Fiora. Yeah. As I said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in the Alabastian embassy. I thought your duty was to fact-find anything you could about the smuggling ring. Yes, that was my job. But upon hearing that the Yatagarasu had sent a calling card to the embassy, Ambassador Alba called upon us to protect the embassy instead. That incident 7 years ago. Or have you forgotten what happened here back then? Nah. Anything related to that case we were involved in appears to be rather painful for her. It's not exactly one I can readily forget myself. It looks like you remember the case after all. Of course I do. I inspected every location, every possible escape route, and every aspect of the police's security detail. I did all that. Then after that... After I saw the steel samurai off on his way towards the ambassador's office... So you were at the theatre as well? Yes, and I suppose you were also there as well, watching that stage show? Well, yes. So Francisca was there. Well, after the show was over and I saw the steel samurai off, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. Why did you need to confirm the degree of preparation for even the speech? For security's sake, of course. What other reason could I have had? No one knew just how the Yatagarasu had planned on getting in, right? Yes, I suppose you're right. And in the end, the Yatagarasu did choose to appear in the Rose Garden. Even if it did turn out to be nothing more than a shadow. Who would have thought that she would use a shadow? Calm down, Francisca. She must still be nursing a grudge over the fact that she couldn't figure it out herself. Anyway, there was no one in the Rose Garden, and we were aware that the speech was set to start soon thereafter. This cat.
Wow.
The cat's being very cute. It's because Steve's here, so when we're both in one room, she is just adorable. Oh, I want to just grab that tum. I can't reach it though. And she knows it. Alright. This cat is the best. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back by Ambassador Albert to his office. The Primadoc statues were already switched by the time the murder happened. In light of that fact, what Francisca saw in this room before the crime is of incredible importance. Feed the ball of fluff. Look at her, she's starving. She's all skin and bones. At that time, Damas II's body had yet to be found in this room, is that correct? That's right. But Ambassador Alba was here. One could hardly miss his rather large presence. A criminal will say anything to get out of getting arrested. How do we know you're not lying? Well, if you need proof, I'd be happy to oblige you. Seriously? Like I keep telling you. When I arrived at this office, Ambassador Alba was already here. He was standing by the flower box on the windowsill, watering his plants. Oh, was he? Interesting. Do you know that's a sign she really trusts you, the showing her belly thing? Ah, that's cute.
This is a bear trap.
I can attest to that. I remember speaking with the lovely lady around that time here in my office. Grr. Alright then. Add that statement to your testimony, and let's hear some details. So, Ambassador Alba was in this room at the time, was he? When I arrived, Ambassador Alba was watering the flowers on the windowsill. For the sake of being thorough, I'd like to ask you something. How did you know that Ambassador Alba was watering his plants at the windowsill? What do you mean by that? The entrance to this room is on this side, however the window is on the opposite side. If what you say is true, then when you entered the room, his body would have been like a wall. He would have been blocking your view of what he was doing. Isn't that not correct? I suppose it was a bit hard to see around him. But fortunately for me, Ambassador Alba is not an immovable wall. Hmm? I knocked before I entered, and as I did, he turned around to greet me, with a watering can in his hand. So it's only natural to believe that he was watering his plants, right? I suppose. After his greeting, we spent a little time talking about his flowers. He had obtained them himself, and is growing them with the utmost care, you know. Yes, the plants in this room, they are all like my children. The passion flowers in the flower box on the windowsill are growing beautifully too. All 4 of them are in full bloom. 4 of them, eh? I thought there were only 2. Miss Von Karma, what did you say just now? I said that the flowers are growing beautifully. What about that statement do you not understand? What do I not understand? I do not understand why a certain thing is the way it is. I love how vague they are with him, so that you have to figure it out yourself. It's not a pet in my belly. She's showing you her most vulnerable spot, which also explains why cats tend to attack you when you do pet their belly. They think you're play fighting. Oh, okay. That does explain a lot of things. At least it's not a cat butt to the face. Yep. I'd like for you to append that statement to your testimony. Very well. Just append all the statements so that she's got like a 50-page long testimony. Your cat is a ball on a pillow on the couch. Aww, cute. There were 4 large passion flowers in full bloom in the flower box. I'd like to confirm this with you one more time. There were 4 passion flowers in bloom in that box, correct? Yes, I should hardly think I could have miscounted such eye-catching flowers. There must be a deeper meaning to this statement, and it appears that I must take a gamble on its meaning for me to make any progress. Yeah, so there's only 2 now, so 2 of them were uprooted to use their support things. Support things. I know a lot about gardening. Francisca, for some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence. It does appear that way. Ha! I knew it. I knew we couldn't trust your words, sis. Mr. Edgeworth? What are you doing, discrediting Miss Von Karma like this? Yes, sir. If you keep this up, she's going to get taken away, sir. All I've done is state what I saw. I have made not a single mistake in my testimony. And for this, I'm still under suspicion for murder. Is the number of flowers really all that important at this juncture, Miles? At the very least, it is a contradiction in this enigmatic case. One that I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant. Ha! Then let's hear it, Mr. Prosecutor. What does the number of flowers have to do with anything? What does it prove? I believe the answer to that will become clear if we were to examine that flower box. How did this contradiction come about? There must be something behind this discrepancy. They're my beloved flowers. I've grown them with the utmost care. So I ask that you please be gentle with them as you examine them, Mr. Edgeworth. I understand. I won't rest until I'm suspected of suspicious. Your cat came and screamed at you earlier, then lured you outside. She wanted you to come hang out in the grass with her. Oh, that's cute. You got a mouse yesterday. Your cat thinks you can't hunt. Cats are so rude how they do that. It's pretty funny. This watering can has a rather robust design. Mr. Edgeworth, why are you telling us stuff we can clearly see for ourselves? Plus, if you keep wasting time talking about that, Miss Von Karma's going to get arrested. I better examine something else. They're just taking care of you. Yeah, but, well, this isn't, it's an insult. This flower box, it appears to be made of marble. It looks that way. But so what? Is it something that's so important that you absolutely had to mention it? No, not exactly, but... Miles Edgeworth, you do understand our current situation, don't you? Yes, of course. I am fully aware of the situation. Oh, then in that case, allow me to ask you once again. Is what the flower box is made out of really all that important? No. It would appear that the construction of the flower box is not that important. Alba has been growing piranha plants. Can you say with utmost honesty that you could hunt for your food? Okay, that's a point. That's a point. That is a point. The name of these flowers, I believe they're called passion flowers. Despite being called flowers, they are actually a species of vine. They appear to be growing well, and are well supported by these plant supports. Yeah, but no matter how I look at it, it looks like there are only 2 here to me. You realise, don't you, sis? Your little lie has failed you. Oh, Miles Edgeworth! Hurry up and shut this man up for me already! I suppose I will need to use some evidence to shut him up, won't I? Can I save? Good, good. No, don't have any evidence. Not yet. I still have a thing or 2 left to examine. About the soil. This patch of soil looks as though it has something removed from it. Ha! What are you doing, Mr. Prosecutor? Why'd you clam up all of a sudden? I'm still here, waiting for an explanation, you know. Did you know, Agent Lang, flowers are best appreciated in silence? Tch. It looks like 2 things were pulled out of this flower box. That was a good way to tell him to shut up. Did I save? I forget. Save just in case. Yeah, I'll probably end the stream soon. My throat's getting a bit sore already. Drink a bit more water for now. Okay. I believe I have just the piece of evidence you require. Oh, you do you? You have such confidence in the face of your current plight. But I hardly doubt it'll last until the end. You howl like a wolf, Agent Lang. But we'll see if you have any bite to back up that bark after you see the evidence. The truth the passion flowers reveal can be seen in this piece of evidence. My badge. Well, what do you think now, Agent Lang? Ha! You may talk big, but as usual, it's nothing more than a big bluff. Was I wrong? Perhaps I should gather a bit more information before I attempt this again. That was a quick one. Well, my badge kind of looks like a flower. Oops. Can't see my badge. There we go. My hair keeps covering my badge. Yeah, the hair sticks, which are not hair sticks in the slightest. Sheena, who was supposedly in Babao the entire time, had these hair sticks on her. That look exactly like the plant supports in this flower box. In other words, I believe it can be said that these hair sticks are in actuality support sticks for the passion flowers. Ha! And so what? Is this really all that important to the case? Of course it is. It means that we've found yet another item that was smuggled between the countries tonight. Ayah! Think about it logically, Agent Lang. These sticks were originally in Alabast, but somehow they wound up in Sheena's hands, who was in Babao the whole night. So make no mistake, these sticks were smuggled somehow, just like the knife and statue. Arr. Very well then. I want to hear from you exactly how they wound up in Babao. Okay, that part I don't know. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Cat begging for food. Well, it's nearly her dinner time. How did these support sticks find their way to Babao, and why? There must be some reason as to why they ended up there. Aha! So that's why! Agent Lang, if you would please take a look at this and tell me its shape. Huh, it's just another stick, isn't it? And so it is. But the shape of the support sticks is what is important. For when they are used with something in this room, that's when it all comes into focus. The crossbow? Did someone shoot them over using the crossbow? This case is ridiculous. And the object that completes the picture when used with the support sticks is... the samurai spear. This is what was used with the support sticks. Come again? Isn't it obvious? Someone used those with this. Those with this? Could you be any more vague? Why don't you try again? Yes, I suppose I should. It would appear that this was insufficient in conveying what I wanted to say. The answer should become obvious if I just think calmly about it once more. But the only thing that can really connect the two officers together has to be this. My soft reset to get my health back. This is a long shot, isn't it? Well, so what happened to the flowers? If someone took the support sticks from the flowers, I guess they just... There's a garden right beneath the window, right? Yeah, they probably just fell down there. And yeah, the fact that the ambassador hasn't said anything about someone messing up his flowers definitely means he's in on it. That's a crossbow. Wait, you're not really suggesting... I am. These hair sticks, or rather, plant support sticks. They make for perfect arrows. Ayah! I've done it. I've found the common thread that connects the two officers. But this thread has yet to be completely untangled. Even using the arrows, how does this explain how the statues were transported? Furthermore, who could it have been who fired these sticks as arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all of these things together. Mr. Prosecutor, hold up a second. You do realise what happens when you tie a statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all. Yeah, that's why we found wire over on the other side. So someone set up wire between the two. That's some strong wire, though. Like, how heavy are these statues? Must be pretty heavy. I'm thinking this might be a good spot to stop for now. My throat's getting sore. And I'm going to feed the cat. And then have dinner. Border Crossing Part 2. Yeah, this is a good place to stop, I think. And then we'll come back to this... argument. Has anyone in here seen the Disney Robin Hood? They did the exact same trick with money bags. Oh, really? That's hilarious. Alright, we'll finish up. Is there anyone to host today? Ba-dum-ba-ba. Let's see. Not really today. No, I'll just end the stream. So thank you all for watching, and we'll continue this case next time. Probably maybe 2 more streams, I think, and we'll finish it. Maybe 1, but the endings are usually pretty long of these games, so I'd say maybe another 2 streams or so. So I'll see you next time. See yous.